Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and today I want to do a review for you for 1980's New Year's Evil. Now, New Year's Evil clocks in at 85 minutes and is directed by Emmett Alston, who, when I was looking up his work, I am familiar with Nine Deaths of the Ninja. I do own it. Not a great film, but kind of sentimental from my childhood. He also did a movie called Demon Warp, which I'm unfamiliar with. If anybody has any information on that or can give a brief synopsis or what you think of it, just comment below, because I'd definitely be interested in seeing it. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather today. New Year's Evil stars Roz Kelly and Kip Niven, who at the time in the 70s and early 80s did a lot of TV. This was most of the crew, the director, the Roz Kelly, Kip Niven, and Grant Kramer. It was all their first feature film. And as I just said, the movie also stars Grant Kramer, who you may recognize from 80s, some 80s films. Hard Bodies being one that I watched in the 80s. Pretty good film. And a little film called Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which is actually one of my favorites. Now, this is a Cannon film. Cannon did a ton of movies in the 80s, and not so long ago they did 2 documentaries about him. I've seen both of them, but the one I really like is Electric Boogaloo. I think it gives a more goes a little bit more in depth. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not biased, I don't think. I do have that. Just watched it recently. Maybe I'll do a review on that sometime soon. But Golan and Globus did like I said, a ton of movies in the 80s, and I saw a lot of them in the theaters. My father and I used to go see a lot of films when I was a kid. And, I mean, I saw Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, Ninja 3, The Domination, Missing in Action films, 10 to Midnight. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Now, New Year's Evil is about a DJ and her son. On New Year's Eve, she's doing a like a live show where you can call in for television, and a man who disguises his voice that calls himself Evil says he's going to kill someone, and every time the clock strikes midnight in the different time zones. So it becomes kind of like a murder mystery, trying to figure out who the killer is and all that kind of stuff. But this movie is really a slasher at heart. And I'm a huge slasher fan. It is my favorite subgenre of horror film. It's what got me into horror, basically, in the 80s and stuff like that. Now, an interesting thing I thought about this film in doing a little bit of research, when the killer pulls into the drive-in, they're showing Herschel Gordon Lewis's Blood Feast. But the scenes from the film that you see on the screen are not actually from that film. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Like I said, I do love slashers, and I remember this one from when I was younger, and I really like this film. I know a lot of people kind of about it, not one of the better slashers of the 80s, but I like it. The one thing I will say that is a drawback to this film is I think they show the killer, or kind of give away who the killer is, a little too soon in the film. But other than that, I mean, I just love it. This is a good film. I'm happy to have it in my collection. I'm going to give this film an 8. And I think that the replay value, which I just watched it and probably watched it right before New Year's. I try to watch it at least once a year, but it has a lot of replay value for me. And like I said, I'm going to give it an 8. And that is my review for New Year's Evil. Until next time, guys. Peace.